Alex Pereira. That name ring a bell, guys? So Alex Pereira, I believe, is the last man to beat Israel Adesanya. It was in kickboxing, but it was still Izzy's last loss. Now, if I have the last business wrong, I agree. Alex Pereira beat Israel Adesanya somewhere, knocked him out many years ago in a different sport, but Pereira has now been signed to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I became familiar with him when Glover Teixeira, who might be the nicest guy in all of MMA, came out to put him over. And Glover was almost rude to Adesanya, which I know is not what Glover's attempt was. His attempt was to just build Alex up, and they must train together. There must be something there where Glover, who has a world title fight himself, chose to use a media opportunity to shine up Pereira. And I know that's what Glover meant, but if you read it, it's not necessarily what it says. He comes after Izzy pretty hard here, but Glover was just making a comparison in power. So Glover must have trained with Alex Pereira, must have, because he was very big on his power. I've trained with Glover. I'm big on Glover's power. So Pereira must be pretty damn good. My first thought when I read about this guy is, all right, he came from Glory. I'm going to go take a look at him because now he's going to be in USADA, which is a very different deal. So whatever happened with he and Izzy pre the pool is out. Well, no, the guy's straight. Guy's clean as a whistle. So that isn't going to be a deciding factor. And then you start to wonder, if somebody could outstrike Adesanya, can they beat him? Would they beat him? If you can outstrike, let me ask you something. If you can outstrike Adesanya, do you beat him? And that's fundamentally a very interesting question because Adesanya, who I cannot give very many critiques to, I think Adesanya is one of the rare talents ever, let alone right now, does not offer the threat of a takedown. A takedown can be very helpful. The threat of a takedown is a game changer. It is a game changer. We have seen fantastic strikers come over to our sport and not only not succeed, we've seen them lose in a striking contest. The reason for that is not the 4-ounce gloves or the defense is different, versus the Cajun cover. It's not. That is part of it, in all fairness. The head movement, it's part of it. The bigger part of it is the threat, the fear of taking a striker who's only used to one realm out of his realm. It's very hard for me to critique Adesanya. I never thought of this as a critique for Adesanya ever until now. If Adesanya did go out there and fight, even if you watch Adesanya, one of his better stand-up fights ever was against Anderson Silva. A great Anderson showed up that night. And now we're finding just how good Anderson is in the striking, right? Going over to boxing and beating everybody up. Adesanya never offered that threat, and he didn't have to. A little younger, a little quicker, a little better at what he was doing. Good, solid fight, though. 29-28, Anderson won one of those 3 rounds. It's a good fight. It's a great fight to go back and use as a reference point, but Adesanya does not offer that threat. If he would have started offering that, it would have Alex Pereira thinking very differently. Now, if there's anything that Izzy has showed us, and I'm not ready to get it, I'm not with Glover yet. I'm not with Glover yet that Alex Pereira is going to be the downfall of Izzy Adesanya. I believe that Adesanya is the best mixed martial artist in the world. But when you come down to those specific matches, you come down to specific matchups. And it does come back to what I'm asking you guys. If you could outstrike Adesanya, do you beat him? And if you say no, he'll still beat me. I go, well, okay, where? So if you're outstriking him, but he's still beating you, where's he doing it? Is he doing it from the top? Is he pulling guard and doing it from the bottom? We've seen major growth from Izzy. If I just go back to early in his career, maybe his first fight with Vettori. But that showed us all right, take him down, keep him there. Now, Adesanya had that fixed by the time he fought Brunson, which was only 2 fights later. He wasn't even getting taken down anymore. In between that, he was taken down and got up off the bottom. We've seen growth from Adesanya. One place that I don't think he's ever thought about growing is what I'm talking about right now, which is offering the threat of the takedown. And the reason I say we've seen growth is because Adesanya, if he agrees with me, he sees this, Chael makes a good point. I got to start threatening that takedown, maybe even get a couple here and there. I think that he's shown us that he's got the discipline to go into practice, spend the necessary time, and come out with something new. But it's very interesting, right? I mean, Glover Teixeira, as the reigning #1 contender, has the right to an opinion. Hell yes, he does. And Glover says that this guy, I don't know Alex. I haven't seen him. I've read about him. I haven't seen him. Looked at his body one time. See if he could get in the pool or not. He can. He appears to be a real threat. If he's in the room with Glover Teixeira, that means they're working on everything. It means that Alex is growing and getting better. Is Alex now somebody that we need to start paying attention to?